All right, Brooklyn. I'm going to go through candies real quick and compare it to the last few weeks of Temple football. So this is the first game, okay, with a one turnover and the interception Russo threw. It's a crunch bar because no one wants it, okay? It does no good. It helps no one out, okay? The next game, he threw 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers. That's a Baby Ruth and a Butterfinger. Some people like them, but guess what? You're going to lose the game if you eat them, just like you're not going to really like these if you eat them, but they're doable. The third game, 3 interceptions and a loss to Memphis. That's like getting a bag of sour smog balls because what even is it? No one wants it, and even if it's free, no one wants it.
No one. Listen, calm down. You're going to come to my house. You're going to get the real good stuff, the real good candy. And you know what that's going to taste like? That's going to taste like a comeback, bounce-back win on the road at Tulane, which could be what the Owls are going to do this weekend. We're going to break that one down, but first, let's take a timeout. Spooky season is among us, but don't worry, no tricks here, just a treat of another edition of Temple Timeout. Alongside Alex Call, I'm Brooklyn Vaughn.
That's right, Brooklyn. With Halloween quickly approaching, I just like to make a point that everyone stays safe during trick-or-treating with the COVID-19, and just safe from those houses that put Whoppers and bags of pretzels in our candy bags. It's just crazy and unacceptable to me.
It really is. Please keep the Whoppers, pretzels, and raisins away from us at this time. All right, on a serious note now, let's start with some developing news from throughout the week. Quarterback Anthony Russo is listed as questionable for Saturday after having an MRI on that throwing shoulder that got banged up last weekend. He did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday, and depending on his status, we could be seeing either Trad Beatty or transfer Real Mitchell under center, possibly both. We will keep you updated on Russo's status.
Temple heads down to New Orleans for a noon game this weekend against a Tulane team that's sitting in the 9th spot within the American Athletic Conference.
Definitely. Temple looks to get back to 500 this weekend as they head down south. So break it down for me, Alex. What are the Owls up against when it comes to this green wave?
Yeah, Brooklyn. So this year's Tulane team is odd because their only wins come from FCS schools like South Alabama and Southern Miss, and they're favored this week against the Owls. Don't sleep, though, because Tulane running back Stephon Hutterson leads a heavy rushing offense with 60 carries, 400 yards, and 3 touchdowns, only through 6 games. So they're strong in the running game. And Tulane also struts a freshman quarterback in Michael Pratt. That's got the future looking bright down the south for the Tulane football program. He's got 7 tutties compared to 2 interceptions so far this season. So this Temple defense better be bruising.
Coach emphasized getting up the field. So we're going to do a lot more, vertical play and just making sure we get in the backfield as quick as possible, applying pressure to the run, forcing a freshman quarterback to, make a couple mistakes and do whatever we can to affect it.
Tulane sits at a 2-4 record. Every conference opponent so far has denied the Green Wave a win. They were handed losses by Navy, Houston, SMU, and UCF. But they kept it close with SMU, only a 3-point loss, so don't underestimate this team. Tulane has also yet to win at home, and they will be looking to do that as they host the Owls at noon on Saturday in New Orleans, and this game will again be aired on ESPN+.
Right, so I know game day is tomorrow, but let's not turn a blind eye to what happened last week against a conference foe in the Memphis Tigers. Temple has played Memphis pretty well these last few years, so I guess Memphis was due. Let's take a look. So here we go, right off the bat, Brady White, who we talked a lot about in the last show, was looking like Carson Wentz outside of the pocket on this touchdown, giving Memphis the first point of the game. But here comes Anthony Russo saying, let me reintroduce myself, with a goal line fade for the Owls to take the lead. After a missed field goal, they find themselves down by 1 until Russo finds one of his favorite targets, Brandon Mack, for the Owls touchdown. What does Brady White say? I'll just find Calvin Austin on a back shoulder pass and let him do the rest. Up the sideline he goes. and he's going just like that. But Brady White isn't done yet. Shout out Kobe, because look at this ball to wide receiver Kobe Webster for yet another Memphis touchdown.
All right, and the Owls are back in control. Russo escapes the pocket barely and takes the shot to connect with Jaden Blue for a 32-yard touchdown. And just when Temple thinks they're back in this one, Memphis strikes again. Brady White finds Javon Ivory in the end zone. And if you thought you've seen enough of Jaden Blue today, well, think again. He fights to stay on his feet and secure his third touchdown of the day, bringing the Owls within 5. But their comeback efforts are no good as Kylan Watkins carries it in for the Tigers to seal the deal on this one. Final score out of Memphis, 41-29. For as close as they kept it at times, the Owls are frustrated. They simply couldn't get the job done.
Just too many mistakes. That's plain and simple. I mean, first half or the second half, 2 of our first 3 plays were turnovers. With defense in a bad situation, the offense can't do that.
I feel like the whole time we stopped ourselves. I don't think not one time that they blatantly just outright stopped us. We stopped ourselves a lot.
Turnovers. Man, do I hate turnovers. Temple has to control the ball better. Like Coach Carey and wide receiver Jaden Blue stated, this could have been a different game if Temple can stop with the silly mistakes. Out of 130 FBS college football programs, Temple sits at 126 in interceptions per game per teamrankings.com, and that is not good.
All right, this week's road trip for the Owls is crucial. Temple still looking for its first win away from home, taking on another one of these mid-tier conference teams. Let's talk about that Green Wave offense, though. Of course, Temple did struggle to stop the run against Navy, but will these issues continue with Tulane?
So not necessarily, at least to me. Navy runs that triple option, which is an entirely different offense than what Tulane's going to bring to the table. The normal pass and run is kind of what Tulane does. That triple option, the game week prior to that game is a setup and preparation for an entire different game than just running down with a pass and a run. So I think Temple holds them to an average game. Last week, my player to watch was Carlos Rodriguez from Memphis. He did rush for 100 yards, but a few of those rushes were broken plays. They kept him out of the end zone, which was huge. I think Temple needs a score to win this game, not necessarily stop their running game, but just kind of repeat what they're putting down to the table, If they score, Temple's got to score too, and they can't find themselves down. Hold the run and put up points is my plan for the offense. But my question to you, Brooklyn, Russo. Will Russo improve on these interceptions? Will he even play?
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah, so, he had his best performance of the season last week, but we can't ignore the fact that during that, he doubled his number of interceptions just in that matchup alone. So that's something that the Owls can't afford to do if they want to win these games. If he does get the start, hopefully he's able to fix that issue, get that under control, because that is his biggest downfall right now. But if we do see action from Trad or Real Mitchell, hopefully this interception issue won't be as big of a concern for the Owls offense because they're both stronger dual threat quarterbacks than Russo has been. But I am hoping Russo is well and healthy. But at the same time, I'm also excited to see, what type of dynamics that these two could bring to the offense. But speaking of individual guys to look out for, Alex, who are your players to watch for Temple this week?
It's my favorite part of the show. It really is. I'm going bold again. I'm picking people that aren't even slated to start the game for the Owls, but I'm going with the 2 backup quarterbacks, whether it's Trad, and I get a pass for picking 2 people on the offensive side because we don't even know if they're going to play. So the odds are up. But I'm going Trad Beatty and Real Mitchell, the 2 and 3 right behind Russo. We don't know if Russo's going to play this weekend, but they're 2 dual-threat quarterbacks. You wouldn't even think Trad Beatty's a dual-threat quarterback. He's like 6'4", 6'5". That dude throws a good ball. I've seen it in practice, but Real Mitchell's kind of my guy. I want to see him. I'm not going to lie to you. I did a story on him not too long ago. I like his speed. He reminds me of Kyler Murray. He's just a baller. But I'll stop talking about them because who knows if they even play. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm taking number 30 linebacker. Get used to the name, Audley Isaacs. He led the team last week in tackles with 6. He recovered a fumble. Tulane's a big-time running team. We need a big-time linebacker to fill those gaps. And like I said, it's not a triple option. They're just trying to run through the A, B, C gap, the outsides. Linebacker can fill those holes. Temple's going to have a way easier time than that Navy game.
All right, I think I just heard you say Tulane has a strong running game. So with that being said, my player to watch this week for the Green Wave is going to be redshirt sophomore running back Cam Carroll. He is 9th in the country right now for touchdowns. He's recorded 7 rushing and a receiving touchdown on the year. He's going to be dangerous for Temple's defense. But then on the other side of the ball for Tulane too, you got to keep your eye out for senior defensive end Patrick Johnson. He also leads the country 12th in the nation for sacks. So, it's not going to be a good day to be Anthony Russo, or at this rate, whoever ends up under center for Temple. A lot of guys to keep your eyes out for in this matchup. It's going to be a good one, but take a step back. General predictions. Alex, I want to know, what do you think is going to shake out this weekend?
Oh, man. I don't know. We both got it right last week, so hopefully we can do that again. But if Temple can win the turnover battle, they're going to win the game. That's kind of what I saw last week. The turnovers, they keep growing every game, and they've lost the last one because of it. So, listen, if Russo's playing, he needs to slow down the game. Coach Carey needs to slow down the game. The little mistakes are what really cost the Owls. Just be efficient, Go for the home runs, but hit the singles, the doubles, the triples before you get to the home runs. Don't go up hitting home runs every single time. But I think Temple's going to get a win. But I'm not going to give you a score this time, but Temple's going to get the win.
There you go. It's probably better that we don't start putting up numbers. But anyway, I agree. I do think Temple will pick up their second win in this game, but it does depend on how these injuries pan out. And like you said, as long as they can get the offense rolling and keep it consistent, Tulane is going to have a tough time containing them. So we'll see. Noon on Saturday, Temple takes on Tulane, but we're going to keep on moving on the show. I'm excited to roll out our brand new segment. Shout out to our producer, Brian Matthias, for this gem. Welcome to, without further ado, Brooklyn's Ballers. Each week, I'm shining the light on the Owls' biggest baller on the field, court, whatever it might be. And our first ever baller is a no-brainer to me, Jaden Blue. We might have said his name 100 times already today. That's because he's been such a key part of the Owls' success, rocking that number 5 brand new single-digit jersey, and he is living up to all expectations. The redshirt junior, 6 foot, 185-pound receiver, has recorded 5 touchdowns in just 3 games, and that's more than he had all last season. So all I'm saying is if he keeps this up, he just might make another appearance on Brooklyn's Ballers a few weeks from now.
So the AAC released preseason polls for both men's and women's basketball on Wednesday. After votes from the league's head coaches, Temple men's basketball has placed as 10th in the conference, just in front of Tulane.
And as for the women's team, Temple has been placed at 5th in the conference. Senior forward Mia Davis has also been named the preseason player of the year.
And that's going to do it, folks. Episode 6 is wrapped up. Make sure to give us a follow at TU_SportsDesk to stay in the loop about Saturday's matchup. And remember, Halloween is Saturday night. Be safe and remember the rules. Half of the candy bag you keep, and the other half gets mailed to me. You can message me for my address and my phone number.
And then half of that's going to go to me, right? Yeah, okay. From all of us here at Temple Timeout, happy Halloween. We will see you next week.